And welcome back to Robots That Don't Age. We are back here at the Scrapyard off I-70. I am your host, Cody, and with me, as usual, is...
Keyauni! Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Keyauni?
I'm doing pretty fucking well right now.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. What you been up to?
A few things. My vibe checks per usual. I've had a few more of those as well. I've also been considering, because I'm like running out of room with all of my paintings, so I've really been considering raffling off one of my paintings because I have my prices at like a certain point, and I feel like this would be a fun way to be like, hey, let's do like a $5 raffle with it, but it like has to like include so many people, and then somebody like win a painting. So I think that
That'd be fun.
yeah, right, like, because then I don't know. I just think it'd be a fun thing to do. Which once I get that together, I'll tell you about all that stuff. But okay, so recently I've been working on creating my own tarot deck, which right now I'm in the process of just doing a lot of research, like what each card means, what it's supposed to represent, like its spiritual meaning and stuff
How
like
many
that.
cards are in a... How many cards are in a tarot deck?
78.
Fuck you. 78 different designs then, huh?
Yes, 78 different designs that hold like the image also holds like relevance to each meaning of the fucking card. So I also have to do so that's why I'm doing all of that research.
Ambitious, man.
Yeah.
I am impressed. That's a big task to take on.
Thank you. I think it would be, I think it's something I've been thinking about for a really long time. And I just recently had an experience with a friend where I was like, yeah, you know what? Now's the time. Now's the time to start and the time to do it. So, I'm working on it.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you. I've also burned through all of Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty's up to, what, 4 seasons now?
Yeah, it was the 4th season.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the 4th one as much as I do the first 3, but I did see it a while ago. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm a fan of the creator Dan Harmon. He's also the guy that came up with the show Community, so, I mean, I'm pretty much just on board. Plus, his podcast is fucking hysterical. Harmontown.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Oh, you got years of Harmontown to go through. Just years.
Yes!
But other than that other podcast and Rick and Morty, what else you got?
I've also been working on a comic, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take me. But it's essentially like the color is gone from her world, and everyone is kind of like in this state of disillusionment. And it's like because it's to everyone else, it seems like it's always been that way, and to her too. But then, she discovers that she actually, she's had these dreams, and she discovers that she sees color, and she's the person that's supposed to bring the color back to her world. So, like, her whole universe or whatever. So, yeah. That's
right. I remember when you were here a few days ago, a week or so ago, you actually showed me some of the panels. I know you wanted to go back, but it looked really cool.
I would definitely eventually like to go back. I just feel like I could build the characters a little bit better, and with all of the paintings that I've been doing recently and all of the progress with that, like I really feel like
your style and skills kind of elevated.
Yeah, it's elevated. It's kind of changed a little. I feel like I kind of want to take the style in a different direction. Especially with these vibe checks that I've been creating for everyone, like based off of like people's vibes that they give off.
Right, their personalities and social media vibes.
Yeah, and
in case anyone hadn't heard, Keyauni does custom vibe checks based off of things like from your TikTok and social media accounts.
Yes. But yeah, with that, I feel like it's really been working my imagination and my creativity, because it's a constant thing, and they're little ones, and it's
a constant exercise.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. So I really think that I want to take it in a different visual direction than I had originally planned.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm on board, man. Just let me know if you need anything.
Of course. I'm probably definitely gonna fucking hit you up about like storyline type stuff. And I know it's gonna be I know it's gonna be a little backwards, but I feel like I'm gonna follow it visually and then kind of write after, like have a general idea, which I'll definitely be calling you to play with back and forth because, I miss that, you know what I'm saying? And we've been pulling.
Yeah, I do miss jumping around and like throwing ideas back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't do that as much anymore.
I know, and I feel like we've come up with some bomb ass fucking storylines or ideas just playing off of each other. So
Just hours mindlessly working. Yeah, that was good times.
It was good times.
Oh, there were times. There were times.
They were times.
What else have you been up to?
That's pretty much it right now. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, before we get started on the Descender discussion, I am going to do my current, or my recents, I suppose. Let me just get this notebook open here. Okay, so CJ and I finally finished the first season of our show, Who Asked for This? The finale was uploaded a few days ago.
Yay. I know
we are planning on doing a season... I know you did. I appreciate the support, by the way. Love you. We are certainly planning on doing a season 2. That'll probably be closer to the summer, as we still have to record new skits and everything. It's a little hard to get some filming done right now because of obvious reasons. But anyways, show-wise and entertainment-wise, I've been watching 3 shows, mostly. All right, so number 1 is The Sopranos. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Are you familiar with it at all?
Yes.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, it follows the story of Tony Soprano, a mob boss out of New Jersey. And it's pretty great, actually. It's got a lot of similarities to what happened to the real life New Jersey crime family, and a lot of the stories are actually very similar. There's a documentary on YouTube you can watch that actually talks about, like, how similar the Sopranos are to the actual New Jersey mob. That's kind of fascinating.
That is really fascinating.
All right, let's see. Other than Sopranos, I have started watching Raised by Wolves. Have you seen that at all?
No. What is it on?
Okay, so HBO Max's Raised by Wolves is a Ridley Scott television show. Now, let me tell you, this thing is fucking bananas, girl. It's like, alright, so it's a sci-fi show that takes place on a planet outside of, like, away from Earth, because on Earth, there was a war between the atheists and I can't remember the exact term for the religious people, but basically the followers of Sol, S-O-L, and it destroyed, like, the entire planet. So, a bunch of people got on the ships and just kind of jumped out trying to find different planets. A ship containing like 6 embryos and 2 androids were sent out by the atheists. And those are the main characters to start off the show. And I don't really want to give a whole lot away, but you do have things like aliens and it's not what I expected. Shit kicks off on the first episode in a really big bad way. It's a really great show, though, and I recommend it for anyone that has HBO Max.
That sounds down my alley. You had me at aliens.
Dre recommended it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. And after the first episode, like, all right, spoiler alert for the first episode of Raised by Wolves. Basically, she ends up killing a bunch of people, and they just, like, explode. Gore goes everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, it's fucking over the top. I did not see it coming. Anyways, the third show that I've been watching and just finished the 3rd season of Cobra Kai. I love Cobra Kai.
I still haven't started it. However, Netflix keeps suggesting it to me. So I think it's time. And we've also talked about it before.
Former guest of the show and friend of the podcast, CJ, actually started binge watching the show and finished it all within about a day or so as well. Same thing I did because I couldn't stop watching it when I was awake. I just got really hooked. I mean, even like the stupid teen drama stuff's great to watch. It's fun. It's even when it's supposed to be like a serious show, it still kind of has more of that like joyful tone to it than you get in anything else. It's just happy. It makes me feel happy. And it's so fun to watch the Karate Man. It's a good time. It's a joyful show.
I always loved, the Karate Kid when I was younger.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I know we've talked about it before. Cobra Kai is the Karate Kid sequel spin-off series following Johnny Lawrence, and he reopens the Cobra Kai dojo. I actually didn't watch the Karate Kid a whole lot as a kid, though. But you were saying that it was a big part of your childhood?
Well, not like a huge part, but I would definitely watch it like every time I went to my aunt's house, because we didn't have it, but she had it.
Well, thanks to Netflix, you can watch what happened afterwards.
Box off.
And it's fucking worth it. It's so good. Anyways, movies. So Taylor actually wanted to go back and rewatch the Star Wars prequels.
Nice.
Have you seen any of the Star Wars prequels?
I don't know. It's possible. I've seen a few Star Wars movies, so...
See, when you say nice, it shows to me that you have, in fact, not watched the Star Wars prequels. So, there...
You said, bitch. You have not, in fact, watched them.
All right, so look, I did not want to do this. They were a fun part of my childhood, but I knew that going back in, I would not enjoy it the same way, and I was fucking right. Okay, so I don't like to, talk trash about entertainment or movies or things. I'm just gonna give my personal opinion. It's meant for like more of a younger audience, so it's not really my thing. You have Jar Jar that everyone hates, and for reasons that are kind of obvious. Attack of the Clones, which is the second one, is just like just fucking boring. Like I fell asleep during it and it still didn't finish before I woke up. It was ridiculous. Oh, that's not a joke either. I was so mad when I woke up and it was still playing. But
Motherfucker.
Damn it. Oh, it's not even at the arena scene yet. Oh, fuck this.
How am I not slept
and then the third one, however, Revenge of the Sith. I fucking loved it. I remember it so fondly from my childhood, and it holds up, man. It was fun. It wasn't too childish. It was a lot of great action. Revenge of the Sith really did hold up really well.
That I believe I've seen. That's the dude with the red face and the...
Nope, that's Phantom Menace. That's the first one.
Oh, okay, well, damn.
Darth Maul is the coolest part of Phantom Menace, by the way. So if that's all you remember, that's fine. That's reasonable.
I remembered his like it was it's like a hover, looks like a fucking hover moped.
Oh yeah, they have those in a lot of Star Wars movies, man. The hover bikes? Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
Another movie I watched is 28 Days Later. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay, so it takes place in London during basically a rage virus swept through London, and if you're infected, it causes you to flip out and just murder people in like really gruesome ways. And it's easy to get infected, a drop of blood, anything like that, you get bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly a zombie movie, but it's like a 2002 kind of like I think it's a lower budget film. Any horror fans out there? I mean, if you're a horror fan, I'm sure you've seen it because 28 Days Later is a fucking classic, but I highly recommend this movie. Every time I see it, it's disturbing, it's brutal to watch, it keeps me entertained. I mean, I don't know what more I can say about that. Okay, so those were the movies and shows, and now I have video games because I have done very little besides play video games and watch movies lately.
That is okay.
So, still playing a whole lot of Phasmophobia. If you recall, that is the ghost hunting game on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Running around a whole lot, get equipment, you search for ghosts, you identify them, find pieces of evidence. It's one of those games that I've just been hooked on since I started playing. Everybody in the audience, I don't want to go too in-depth because I'm sure you've heard about it in the last episode or two. Let's see, I got back into Payday 2. Are you familiar with that one at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the entire premise of the game is I guess it used to be the premise. They've added a lot of missions, but essentially you just rob places. Like, you're a professional heister, so you rob jewelry store, bank, drug stash houses, just a variety of different things, different guns. It's a fun game, first-person shooter, and you play against AI with a team of up to 4. Highly recommend.
I think that sounds fun.
It is fucking awesome.
The whole game is to plan heists. That sounds awesome.
You start out, you can choose between a bunch of characters. You even have, like, John Wick in there. They used to have Tony Montana, but they got rid of him. A bunch of free DLC. And you just go around, like, just robbing, like I said, a bunch of different places. It's a great time. You can do it as stealthy. You can go in guns blazing, which is what we've been doing. I mean, I've been having a blast, though. I used to play this when it came out years ago, but I've been playing a little bit more lately with some new people, and fun time, dude. Fun time.
That's fucking great.
All right, and my final video game. I will try to keep this short and sweet. Mountain Blade Bannerlord. So essentially it's a medieval strategy RPG where you can either join a kingdom or create your own faction. You have skill sets like different types of weapons, polearm, swords. Then you have things like your athleticism, your leadership ability, your writing, all these categories that you can level up. And the whole goal of it is, like I said, there's a main storyline, but I've never fucking finished it. Anyways, basically the whole point of it is to just, like, in my opinion, take over castles and wipe out the other factions. So far, I've gone through the game once, and I was a captain in some faction, and I can never pronounce their names. Whatever. They're the southern faction, and basically took over the entire map. This time around, I created my own kingdom, and right now I am the dominating faction, so much so that the people that I was constantly warring with on my way to becoming the dominant faction, I started hunting down and executing their leaders every time we go to war. So far, I've killed 6.
Damn.
I track them. Some of them are actually like prisoners at my castle too. When because once you kill someone, they elect a new king, and if they're already a prisoner in my castle, I just go pick them up and chop off their head. So I went through the main family, and then I offed the widow of one of the guys that I killed who became the leader. So far, yeah, six leaders killed. It's fun. It's a great time.
It's a great time. Taking over. Motherfuckers.
Oh, it's wonderful. Anyways, that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Nice. Nice.
And what else I'm going to be up to after this short commercial break is talking about Descender, Volume 5.
Descender.
Have you ever wanted to feel smooth and shiny? Are you tired of searching for the answers to those hard-to-buff rust spots? Well, come on over, darling, to the Spick und Span Shiny Heiny Committee. We accept all robos. There is no discrimination here, baby. Lean against our luxurious, wireless charging ports and relax while our experts grind away those embarrassing pubic metal shards. Get those gears gliding with grace in one of our PB Blaster-infused schwitz houses. Or perhaps even a dip in our premium machine oil hot tubs. Oh yeah. We can get you back to that sexy fresh off the assembly line look you've always been searching for. So stop hesitating, darling. Bring those rusty bolts over here, baby, and show the world how beautiful the complete and total robotic annihilation of the entire human species can truly be. Come join us at the Spick and Span Shiny Heiny Committee, baby. Today.
And we're back! Talking about, of course, Descender, Volume 5. This is the part where you say the subtitle.
I know, I'm sorry, I was sitting on the comic.
You missed your cue. You missed your cue, damn it.
Damn it! Rise of the Robots, Volume 5.
Yes, Volume 5, Rise of the Robots. All right, see how well polished and rehearsed we are over here? Anyway. The penultimate issue, man. Fucking second to last. It is heating the fuck up, guys. You ready for some spoilers?
Spoilers. So if you don't want to hear them, go read it first, then come back.
So, Quan kind of redeemed himself there with Tim 22, didn't he?
He did. And that fucking, like, I completely forgot that this man had a whole robot arm until he just, like, busted it out and used it to get himself out of that fucking cage.
I was like, oh, look at him in his rage issues. Finally, he can do something about it. Just fucking almost rip the head off of Tim 22. When Telsa was fucking fantastic.
I was like, he saved her. That's good. And I think it was funny that, like, when she woke up, her reaction was like, didn't I lock you up?
Yeah, like, not about Tim 22. That's not the main problem.
Didn't I lock you up? The fuck?
Weren't you held captive somewhere? What happened?
Bitch, did I just save your life? Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're fucking welcome.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, Telsa got saved by Quan, kind of an unexpected turn of events, only to have, Tim 22 do some weird kid shit and just blasted Quan right through the back.
Yep. And, bro, okay, speaking of that part, like, that scene, like, the scene, whatever, that the picture, the panel.
Right, the panel.
The panel, thank you.
The panel.
The panel. Anyway, the fucking panel, like, that, I loved that. Because I just thought that shit looked so creepy that it was just, like, perfect. Like, with his head just hanging off of his little robotic body by, like, a couple fucking strands, and he's, like, sitting there talking about being the destroyer, and he looks like he's tweaking the fuck out. Like,
and he's glitching out.
Yeah! Like,
I am destroyer,
Uh-huh. I just loved that fucking panel and the way that was drawn. Like, I just thought that looked so cold. I loved it so much.
I did not expect Tim 22 to die that hard. Like, it took a bit to get him, man.
I'm kind of not surprised, though. I'm not surprised, because he's a little fucking psychopath. Like...
Yeah, I guess he's kind of resistant, but I mean, like, out of all the robots, I wouldn't think the child friendship unit would be the most durable. Because it seems like all the other ones get scrapped a lot fucking easier.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Scoops.
Scoops.
Yeah, Scoops.
Pour one out
for
Scoops.
Pour one out for Scoops. This one's for you, big homie. How did you feel about the trap laid by the Hardwire, by the way? Because I thought that was fucking phenomenal.
I thought that was amazing. Like, I was not even expecting that. I was just like...
They really drew it out, too. You're like, oh, the end of the issue? Okay, go to the next page. Fuck, it's still showing me, like, the last few panels. What happened?
What happened?
I couldn't imagine reading this weekly and being like, what, the same panels again? Fuck you!
I get so irritated. This is why I have to buy issues, because I can't. It's
The full volumes,
the full volumes. I can't buy issues, that's what I'm saying. Because it's just like a hot 3 seconds of reading, and I'm like, God damn it, it's not enough.
Yeah, fuck! UGC fleet shows up, and they try to ambush the Hardwire, only to have the Hardwire escape. They jump and basically blow up their ship, and destroys all but 3 ships of the UGC fleet.
Yeah, it's
or at least of the human UGC fleet.
The fleet's basically gone entirely. There was only like 3 ships left.
Yeah, I think that was actually, might have been the entirety of the UGC fleet left. Whew, that's going to be a tough one for him.
It definitely is. And in the process of this, I would just like to say that Tim 21's fucking escape once they jumped. Oh, also, backtrack a little bit. With what the fuck, with Andy and them all being pulled into the UGC because they pulled.
Oh yeah,
because they pulled them in like when they got there before the whole planet fucking exploded and everyone jumped. Like they brought them in onto their ship.
Yes, basically the giant UGC ship took in Andy's smaller cruise ship and basically abducted Queen Between, Andy, and that other guy that reminds me vaguely of a Krogan who I don't know his actual name, but that backup guy.
I think it's like Bludger,
yeah,
something like that.
So yeah, they got caught by the UGC, and that was just before shit went down and the trap was sprung and it blew up.
Yes.
Now, here's my solution, by the way. I think all you gotta do is send Andy after Tim 21 and he'll handle it. We've seen him do this. He's got it.
Yeah.
Say what you will about Andy. He may not have been the best person, in a lot of issues. He may be kind of a dick about Queen Between's name. Mm-hmm. But if you send him in there, he'll John Wick the shit out of that and get Tim 21 back.
I think he would. You say he'll John Wick the shit out of that. That's just
He will John Wick the shit out of that. That is the best way to describe what he will do.
That is...
down to the dual pistols, he will go in there and just blaze it the fuck up. Anyhow.
That is the perfect fucking analogy.
Okay, can we talk about Driller and the planet that he landed on?
Yes.
Okay, so he landed, like I mentioned on the last episode, a planet that reminded me a lot of Dagobah from Empire Strikes Back. Mm-hmm. And as he's traveling with the Hermit, that's taking him to a scrapyard. Not our scrapyard, sadly, here off of I-70. Anyways, when he's taking Driller to a scrapyard to get oil and everything, they get attacked. Now, here's my thing that I didn't know. First off, there's magic in this universe, or only on that planet? There's magic, Keyauni?
Apparently there is. See, we hadn't seen anything that was on the magic scale like that. So I feel like this planet was a whole introduction to a whole nother side of this. Yes. Because it
hasn't even come up before now.
I know, and there's only one left after this. But after the Descender, it leads into Ascender. So I'm kind of really hoping that things like magic and stuff like that kind of come into play in the
the sequel series, Ascender?
Yes, the sequel series, Ascender.
Okay, yeah, anyways, not just magic, fucking goblins with ghost bombs that steal your soul.
I thought that was so fucking creative.
I read the panel 2 or 3 times. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's literally just a green ectoplasm looking, I guess, face, skull, ghost bomb that they throw at you, the goblins throw at you, and if it hits you, it takes your soul.
Mm-hmm. But they had no effect on Driller, and Driller's a killer.
Driller's a real killer. Oh, scoops. Anyways, yeah, Driller just started destroying those fucking goblins like nothing. They ran. It was... Oh, I love Driller.
I like that the sound the goblins made was meep. I don't know why. I like that so much, because I just imagine them running away talking about meep, 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 meep.
All right. So not just the goblins that say meep, the goblins who say meep. There's also vampires that live underground.
Right?
What the fuck is this shit, entire series?
I know. I love it.
I was
so
wait,
much.
He just said it so casual, vampires. I'm like, what?
Where the fuck?
When did vampires become a thing?
Where the fuck?
This is a robot sci-fi comic. Now there are goblin ghost bombs and fucking vampires?
I wonder, like, I really hope it's not just on this planet. Or even if it is, I want to explore this planet further.
I want so much more information and short stories about the hermit and his travels. I want to know why the vampires. He reminds me a little bit of Father Callahan from Salem's Lot / The Dark Tower series by Stephen King, if anyone's familiar. Essentially, anyway, in case anyone couldn't hear Keyauni, she said she is not.
I said I am not.
Basically-
I'm sorry. It was a whisper.
Whisper. Father Callahan is a priest, obviously, and his whole thing is like good versus evil. He missed the days of like true fights and the battle and all that. That's in Salem's Lot. Spoiler alert for Salem's Lot. Father Callahan passes on, but he goes into another universe, which is in the Dark Tower series. And Father Callahan is like this real badass priest who ends up joining the gunslingers and like a real, Anyways, I get weird Father Callahan vibes from this guy in the vampires for some reason. Like, I feel like he's dealt with vampires, and I want more information about that.
I need to know more. And I really love that Driller was like protecting him the whole time.
Oh, Driller fucking loves him. He seems to like have a real affection for this guy. Driller's not a bad person. He just carries guilt.
He does. He's so sad. He's so guilty and so sad. But it
That's
used
why
to
he
be
keeps
all
calling
like
himself a killer.
he's like, I hate Hermans, but then he's like, but anytime he's around them, he like helps them and protects them.
That's what we call growth.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, Driller's there. They ended up getting to the city,
No.
however, only to get captured by the Ganeshes.
Ganesians?
Those guys. Captured for, the killing of the father and all that stuff.
King of Slock.
Of the Ganesh ruler, his father was killed in issue volume 1 or 2.
Something like that, yeah. It pisses me off. I wanted to dive into the next one so I could find out what happened, but I was like, no, just wait. Just wait.
I like to read it as close to the episode as possible. That way it's fresh. That's why I read this one all 6 hours ago.
I read it yesterday. And I have it in my hands.
All right. So a couple of other things that happened. Cover this real quick. The Robot Uprising. Holy shit.
Fucking amazing. Fucking insane. And there's like one page in here, like when the Robot Uprising happens, it's all out war. It's all out fucking war. And
there were robots that were guards disguised as regular, like, human meat flesh beings.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they got the call from whatever his fucking name is, instantly turned and started shooting people. It was literally a reverse culling of the fucking robots. And it was so brutal.
He said the human culls begin. And the fucking so if in the comic, when you get to that part, there is, when you turn the page, it says Descender, and then it opens up into this like full 4-sheet spread of just like an image, and it's like 4 separate panels of each of these different planets and what's happening on all of them, with the robots rising up and beginning to cull the human race this time. And it's fucking intense. It's so intense. Like, I sat on that page for a long time just to look at all of it.
It even shows like that one guard who I guess was like friends with the other guard, and they're just having a casual conversation. It's like, oh, did you hear that? And then he turns and there's he's a robot, and he just blasts him, fucking murders him, and then just keeps firing. It is, this is a great issue, guys. Great volume. I hope people are fucking reading along. This has been so good.
I really hope they are too. I really fucking hope they are, because it's just.
Okay, so besides the amazing human culls, I don't want to get to the very end of it yet.
I want to talk about Tim 21's escape.
Okay, and what happens to him? Because that was the next thing I wanted to talk about as well.
Okay, because like when he gets I just feel like he was clever as fuck. First of all, before he runs out of that room with Pisces and the hardwire, he like sticks his little hands in the freaking computer and makes it shuts all the things down so that they can't fucking search for him. Okay. And then like when he escapes and whatnot, and he's trying to, when he like leaves, that whole thing that happened between, when the dog robot, what's his name?
Bandit.
When Bandit is hooked up to him and he has that like, it's like a weird thing, and he can see everything. Like, he has that moment where he ends up like connecting with the harvesters.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So to set it up for people who didn't see, basically Bandit and Tim 21 linked, or they are linked, and they were able to contact Tim 21 through Bandit. Now, when this happened, Tim 21 is an escape shuttle plummeting towards whatever, the water planet. And so it caused him to kind of, glitch out and go inside of his head into this weird, like, cyber AI interface thing that only, like, robots can get into. I guess I would assume it's more or less like the robot heaven from the first volume or so.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
But while he's in there, and after he gets done talking to Bandit, the Harvesters show up and fucking talk to Tim 21.
And they're like, how did you get here? And they say,
Who are you?
Who are you? And you're not meant to be. Or you're not supposed to be. Or something.
And they just, like, they're interrogating him. He's terrified. He's floating, like, in front of them. And remind you, everyone, in case you aren't keeping up, the Harvesters are the reason why the robot clollings began.
Yes.
They are the things that wiped out entire planets and destroyed people. They just came from out of nowhere as these giant robots. They decided to start killing humans, and then they fucked off and went nowhere. And that's why all the robots got shot. And that's why the robots are being hunted. And Tim 21 came face to face with the Harvester.
Yes. And then when he, like, comes to, he's, like, crashing into the ocean in Malta. And he's also the one who comes in and saves Telsa. He, like, helps her kill Tim 22. Like, finally rips his fucking head off and shit completely. Well, he karate chops.
Stomps the shit out of it.
Yeah. And then, okay, so, like, the whole interaction between him and Telsa, because he was so genuinely worried about her. Like, he was so worried about her. And he's like, I've missed you. And, like, runs up and just hugs her. And, like, she's getting soft. She's getting soft for Tim 21. Like, you can see it in her face.
Dumb, but I got a little choked up reading that. Yeah. Like, I got a little emotional. I'm like, oh, Tim 21's a great fucking character, man. Like, he really was worried about Telsa.
Uh-huh. And then, like, it just gave me little goosies because she's all hard as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, he, like...
The whole thing is to turn Tim 21 in. That was her mission from the beginning, and now she's gonna crumble. She's not going to want to do it.
No, and now she's telling him that she missed him too with a smile on her fucking face. I feel like Tim 21 holds, like, a little bit of hope of peace between factions, because I'm pretty sure, like, he's won Telsa's heart. Like, I don't know that you would be able to work that out between factions with the way things are going right now.
No, certainly not.
But I feel like...
No, Hardwire's gotta go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like he holds some elemental key to some kind of peace somewhere down the line.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be big. Oh man. So Tim 21 goes in there. They saves Telsa.
Mm-hmm.
And they see Quan. He got shot, so they're trying to figure out what to do with him. He needs medical care.
So they're going to try and get into the city, like the underwater city. I don't think we mentioned that. That underneath the city, we might have mentioned it in the last one.
Right. Essentially, they're going to find Dr. Solomon, the original roboticist that Dr. Quan worked with and who he discovered the robot with. And he's tracked down to, again, I think it's Marta, which is basically like an entire planet covered in water, but there's an underground city with a wall that they can't figure out, like, any access point in.
Mm-hmm. And then the fish that swim up are actually robotic. And they come up and they, like, scan them. And then allow them, and then open the door for them to get in. It's like this ancient culture. And while all this shit's
going down, lest we forget, the Hardwire and the UGC are floating above the planet, just waiting it out and about to start their whole battle.
Yeah, about to start their bullshit. They're all just... Because the whole reason they hooked up Tim 21 to Bandit was so that the UGC could find where the Hardwire had jumped to. And the Hardwire had jumped to Malta, so now everyone's in this freaking vicinity. But okay, so when they got down there, when they got into the ancient robot city, like, Dr. Solomon was there, and and they just, like, immediately, like, helped Dr. Quan. They're like, we're
Hold
not
on. You're missing it. Dr. Solomon and the original fucking robot.
And the original fucking robot. The
original robot that they found. The one that they based all other robots off of. That just... Yeah, so, yeah, anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that had to be brought up.
That they found in an ancient fucking temple long before time that technology like that should have ever fucking existed. And that's why I don't feel like they're technology. Like, I feel like there's some type of like tech, I don't know, like some
Like biotech, like
Yeah.
actual living
some
tech
yeah
type thing.
some like biotech
Like they're
organism.
They're still kind of technology, but they're still a living being
But it's a
and they have feelings and all that. In some
like
way.
a technological organism. And the fact that like that ancient robot or whatever like calls Tim 21 his son and his prodigy, and I'm like, I need to know. I need to know everything, and I need to know it right now.
As they're wheeling Dr. Quan away to give him surgery to fix his back and spine, because again, he got shot and he's still alive, and Telsa's there, the original robot, I'm just going to call him God Robot, is talking to what I assume is going to be our version of a Jesus Christ figure. So with that, I'm going to give you my prediction. You ready?
I'm ready.
So, he addressed Tim 21 as his son. He told me he has important work to do. I'm pretty sure Tim 21's going to bite it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to be sacrificed, and it's going to be for the Codex.
I could see that.
It's probably going to be what puts it into the hardwire, and it's got something to do with this robot god. But, fuck, was that a great reveal. Like, I thought he was going to be alive when they were going to find him, but I did not expect him to be, like, all rebuilt and fully functional and talking and literally looking like what I assume is Robot God. I think he's Robot God, man.
Like, brand new. And I could definitely, because, like, you have all these people who are, like, so against it and so, you know, like, they've been living their lives, you know, destroying robots and stuff like that, and then they meet 21 and they develop, like, this soft spot. So I just feel like a lot of people have this soft spot for him, so I could really see him being, like, the martyr of the story.
I can't wait to read Volume 6 and find out what happens.
Me, too. Me fucking too. We intend on getting into Ascender after this is done, correct? Correct?
Yeah, because I'm going to read that one way or the other.
Bet. I figured we were going to, but I just wanted to make sure. I mean, I was planning on getting it anyway, but I just, you know, wanted to make sure we were like, you know, right here. We here.
And speaking about being here, I think people should find us here on Twitter at Robots Don't Age.
And you can also find me at Abundant Studio on Instagram and on TikTok.